I think everybody that was in that locker room that's around Evan Neal, and he was emotional after a game, did not appreciate the fact that their own fans were turning against him, even though, hey, that's how the NFL works. That is how passionate fans work. And now, obviously, the next steps that we knew that LaGreca said, I don't want to hear an apology. Well, there is one. Yep. Here's Evan Neal coming immediately the next day.
I'm remorseful, and I definitely could have used a better choice of words. Coming from humble beginnings myself, I never want to belittle anyone, regardless of their financial status or their occupation. So I really just wanted to apologize for what I said.
So the fans here listening to LaGreca, they're booing him like they saw him at the mall. AJ, we knew this was going to get ugly. Anytime you take a shot at the fans are going to respond in a big way. Anytime you say, like, I got more money than you, you don't have money, what are we even talking about, is going to be responding in a bad way. We need to know, though, Evan Neal is just reacting out of frustration. He wants the team to do well, too, right? That's what we need to remember?
Yeah, no question. There's a long period of time, I think, after a game, especially a bad loss, to where everybody might need some space and need some time to try to figure out, hey, this didn't come out exactly how I wanted it to. Anytime you're going after fans and talking about their profession, it's a no-win situation for an NFL player.
As somebody who has flipped a double bird at West Virginia fans.
Sure.
Okay? Yeah. And then it came back.
Right back.
In abundance.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's a quick learning lesson, and especially in the NFL. And he said PSLs, those are the seat licenses to even buy tickets you have to buy, especially at MetLife Stadium with everything like that. One of the greatest rants that we've ever seen in sports media, honestly.
It was awesome. I loved everything about it. And when you talk about it, you could come at fans if you're playing well, and then maybe that's a thing. But when you are historically one of the worst plus minuses to start the season, what are they, minus 80 or whatever to start the season, and they've been blown out at home in both games that they've been there, and the O-line has been absolutely terrible, that is a bold move, my friend.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic, though, that they have the Dolphins now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Easy game.
Right. They got a new #1 wide receiver.
Yeah, they brought in Chase Claypool. I don't know if they're going to use him or not, but I assume McDaniel will figure out a way to make him do something. And to get back to football, Wink Martindale, the defense coordinator for the New York Giants, was asked about now it's been going bad. The team's been playing terrible.
Yep.
And you got the Dolphins coming around the corner. Wink Martindale, defense coordinator for the Giants, who I think we all expected to be great all the time because that's how he's been throughout his entire career, mostly with Baltimore, now with the Giants. He was asked about what his life has been like preparing for the Miami Dolphins, and here is how he responded.
Well, my wife called me last night before she went to bed. She said she was worried about me. She said, "You getting any sleep?" I said, "Yeah, I'm sleeping like a baby. Every 2 hours I wake up and cry and go to the bathroom and try to go back and get some more sleep." I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable. But that's where this league's heading. With some of the other scores, the points have been up pretty high. I think it does. I told our guys, not the players, I told our staff, because we're all old enough to remember the greatest show on turf. This is like that 2023 supersonic. I mean, they're faster than that. And that's the whole thing that, in preparing a team going into this environment, it's not even turf there, it's grass, and they're still faster.
Well, so what we just learned there is that Wink Martindale understands the offense that they're about to stare down. But this is not a good time for the Giants conversation to be everything but football with how shitty they have been, Ty.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it's tongue-in-cheek and he's kind of kidding, but he's also like, hey, listen, I don't got the horses to keep up with these guys, unfortunately. I have no idea what I'm going to do. We just saw what they did, to Denver a couple weeks ago. And for the Giants, who have looked piss poor through 4 weeks of the season, boy, I would not want to be Wink Martindale this week.
Yeah, it'd be brutal, especially when you just think about who the Giants have in their secondary. Like, the Dolphins can beat you running, and they can beat you throwing. So it's really a pick-your-poison situation with, the Giants. And after, what Evan Neal's going through and basically what the conversations are probably like inside that building, I mean, we might be looking at another 70-burger from the Dolphins at home against the Giants.
Don't you think, isn't he just doing his Bill Belichick to pump the other team up, though? He's kind of going over the top, like you said, a little tongue-in-cheek, but he also believes, like, man, this is crazy. I've been coaching for a long time.
He's self-handicapping.
I turn the film on, and I see all this craziness and all this explosive offense. how do I stop it? Yeah, I think he's doing like Al Belichick. Just pump your opponent up.
Yep.
Don't give them any bulletin-board material. Make them feel good about themselves, and then see how it goes on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. You know, the Dolphins got to get back. The Giants got to get back. Feels like the Giants got a lot of problems happening that are not football. We'll be having Michael Lombardi join us here in a few moments. Cannot wait to hear his thoughts on it all as a man who's been a GM and a coach and everything like that. Let's continue to bounce around the NFL. Von Miller has spoken. He said he gives himself a 94.5% chance of playing this weekend in London against the Jacksonville Jaguars. We don't know where the 5.5% went. Okay, we don't know. Is that the Bills holding him back? Is that the Bills telling him he can't play? Is that somebody outside of his force saying he won't be able to take the field over there in Wembley? But it sounds like we are about to have Von Miller back on a football field, not America, in London. I love everything about it, Tash Schmidt.
Yeah, and I mean, we mentioned it yesterday. Like, even if he is only at 94.5%, or I know that's what it is for him to play, like, we don't know what his actual health percentage is, but with how good their D-line's been so far, like, you really do only need him maybe, a handful of plays. Hey, third downs, let's get him in there to rush the passer. Do you think there's any worry, though? I know we've had some guys who go over to these London games, and because of the long flight and everything with inflammation and then the surfaces maybe being a little different.
Oh,
like
he's got to do the Russell Wilson.
Exactly.
I was thinking
exactly.
Tight.
Karaoke.
Keep it tight in
I was
there.
thinking that might be the 5.5%, but it's huge though because I just saw this morning. I think that Russo's out, who had 2 sacks last week against the Dolphins, so they could use that extra pass rush from Vaughn this week against the Jags.
I love the fact that the Jags have just stayed over there all week.
Yeah, genius.
They are London's team. Do we think DeVille is going to be hopping off that roof again